I'm trying to avoid the cliches and the hood rats. I'm trying to avoid the goons.
Let's talk about the mixtape now.
Yeah.
Mondubu?
Yeah.
What's that about? What's the title about?
Yeah, so the title, it's actually my middle name.
Okay.
I'm of African descent. You know, shout out to all my Sierra Leoneans and Liberians. You know what I'm saying?
In the house.
Yeah, Liberians. Yeah. So, you know, that's my middle name, and for the longest, I mean, pretty much up until maybe a few years ago, I was ashamed of that name. You know, my mother would, you know, be like, Mondubu, I'd be like, don't call me that, mom. You know what I mean? And so the idea of calling this mixtape or calling, you know, this body of work Mondubu is really embracing like my whole self, like really finally embracing myself. The cover is kind of like very, you know, abrasive. And it's in line. It kind of does thread with a guy named Harry, which is basically me being myself, you know, being like totally unfiltered, honest with the music. So.
Okay, it's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
That's real cool.
Yeah.
So what could we expect from this October 28th release? That's right around the corner.
Yeah, I know, man. Well, what I'll say is the music. It's just really unfiltered, really showcasing more or less the lyrical ability. I don't want to necessarily devalue the tape, but it's nothing like the album. The album is much more on a larger scale, but you know that's why we have appetizers and entrees. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean.
That's right.
So you know this is kind of like an appetizer to the album's entree, and it's dope. I'm gonna leak a record. So Kim She and Comstock's on there, but I'm gonna leak another record called Mama's Kitchen, probably either at the end of this week or next week, called Mama's Kitchen, man.
Yo, we're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to that. Now, on both projects, are we gonna have any collaborations?
Yeah, but there's one female vocalist who's pretty much like the catalyst and MVP of the project. Her name is Alana Buffy.
Okay.
She's a friend of mine who the way her involvement just came about was, you know, she was like, hey, you know, I sing, can I come with you to the studio? And I was like, all right, cool, you know, tried it out, and she's just nailed everything since, you know what I'm saying? So you know what I mean? Like she wasn't even trying to be an artist, and it was just a kind of an organic kind of collaboration. Yeah. So her and the rest, honestly, is me, man. It's just us two. I mean, shout out Winnell Wilson. Winnell Wilson, another female vocalist who actually has done work in songwriting with Little Mo. She's down in DC, Providence native. Amazing. She was on my previous album, Work in Progress. So she's dope, man.
We're looking forward to that. So, before I ask you more, I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions.
Yeah. Let's talk.
Well, I want to know about your influences.
Yeah.
You know, who are your influences, and then like, what are your influences? Because those are two different things.
Absolutely.
You know? So.
Well, you know, it's kind of evolved. Where I am right now, man, I really believe that this batch of work that I'm about to present to you guys is more. I've evolved into a songwriter who just happens to rap, whereas before I was just, you know, about bars, MCing and all that stuff. So my influences now currently stem from a wide range. Kendrick Lamar, Sarah Bareilles, huge Sarah Bareilles, huge fan of her work. You know, who else? On Q from Connecticut.
Who's this?
On Q, ONCUE. I was talking about him earlier. Life, just life in general. Nas. And I've been, you know, utilizing a lot of melody and just overall, my business acumen towards the game has definitely changed. You know, excuse me. Tech Nine, Nipsey Hussle, these guys that are really involved with their brand, you know what I'm saying? You know, especially when on the merch side, I just launched my merch store, and that was a direct result of just being influenced of seeing what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Nipsey Hussle with the $100 mixtape and things of that nature. So, you know, those are the types of things that really influence how I attack it this go around. You know,
for sure.
Okay. And then you said life. What in your life is influencing you? What in your life is gonna shine through your music? What are we gonna learn?
You're gonna learn when you listen to Jon Hope. You're gonna learn how to be committed to yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn how to, how to really. You don't really need validation from anyone. I think a lot of artists, people in general, we want to win a Grammy. We want to get our music noticed by a blog and things of that nature. That's not necessarily guaranteed, and because that does not happen, that doesn't mean that you're not a good artist.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you need to be with my music. It's really like just highlighting the fact that you need to be really committed to yourself and understand that you have something to offer, despite what everyone else, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the overall sentiment right now, man. It's just like, just be yourself, a true individual.
That's such a dope message.
Yeah,
dope.
Yeah.
So we just talked about merch.
Yeah.
You hooked it up with the
Jon Hope t-shirt.
Tell us a little bit more about merch and like I know. Is it just t-shirts or is
there's hats,
hats
t-shirts, hats, and then we got a kind of more I don't know, like an exclusive limited t-shirt that we're about to drop.
Exclusive.
Limited. Yeah.
Exclusive.
Bennett wants that shirt.
I know, right? It's coming. It's called Kill 'Em With Kindness, and it's a dope design. And we're trying to find someone to collaborate with to really kind of give it the right proper platform.
Okay.
But
stuff.
sure. I've just been really studying a lot of people I was off for 2 years, and I was just like, the game has evolved. It's really about creating experiences, not just songs, and not just everything's visual and things of that nature. So the merch is just an extension of myself. So when I'm not here, you got that and that it's the Jon Hope experience. You know what I'm saying?
The Jon Hope experience.
Yeah.
Did you have that question though?
What's up? Talk to me.
Because I know you were talking about kind of like making a comeback. But even back then, you were still getting love from like XXL.
Yeah.
How was that?
That's back in 09?
Back in 09, man.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because, it's weird. Like I definitely acknowledge that I built this equity, and I am kind of like a vet, but still new. And so I never want to be defined by my past, but it's awesome when you recognize that, So I was in XXL, MTV, BT, and all that stuff. It's a great feeling, especially coming from a place where we come from, where there's not a lot of that.
Small, that never really happens.
So it was amazing, man. It was amazing. It was a dope article, and the fact that even XXL has actually closed print. So now I'm a part of history, like documented. I'm in that.
Body like a vulture, battalions. They whip it hard, ooh, they whip it harder. Dollar signs is the motivation for